It stopped recording. It stopped recording. My God, let me try again. They did that on purpose because it was so eloquently spoken. But since the time that I was in the terror dome of death in Mexico City, nearly escaping with my life in real life, not a joke, I've come to San Francisco, California, and upon arrival, they instantaneously tried to fool various transportation officials, just like they did in Mexico City, into believing that I was participatory in some type of FBI, NSA, or CIA training stemming from some type of alleged chip that was inserted into me as a child, to go along with my beautiful real-life storyline of being born without a first name but having the last name Wise, which is all true. They were able to pull with the LLM, large language model, different scenarios that my brain might believe in the process of trying to further manipulate my bloodline as well as my family into believing that they, in fact, did give permission to FBI to study me all of my life and become some type of FBI agent undercover, one-woman James Bond shit. None of it's true. I just happen to be that type of person naturally through self-mastery that I've mentioned several times, spanning the course of 8 years thus far. And so in the process of arriving in San Francisco and not being able to check into my hostel because of a very traumatic robbery of my personal identity in Florence, South Carolina, where I lost a birth certificate, where I lost a driver's license, 2 of them, one from DC and one from North Carolina, where I was forced to get one in North Carolina because Sanavia George wanted me to be able to put insurance on the car that I rented from them temporarily in that state. So in order to get insurance put on the car in my name, I had to get a North Carolina driver's license because I was quite content with my driver's license from Washington, D.C. Further, upon arriving in the airport here, I was immediately attacked with the neuroweaponry, even on the plane. I did not complain because I was happy that Germany was the most gracious of the police forces that I've encountered in this entire terroristic attack, spanning the years of 2 from 2023 to 2025. And upon arriving back in America, of course, what did I face but more terror at this lackadaisical system that does not address national terrorists, those within our borders. We'd rather keep out good, hard-working citizens than to address the ongoing attacks that various hate groups place on people like me who are gay, lesbian, and indigenous. They have lied to Mexico City through the use of slush funds and underground shadow racketeering governments that are not legal, who continue to parade around as if they're FBI with little to no checks and balances as to their credentials or their purpose. This lady that I met at a shelter in San Francisco was able to manipulate my phone where she was the only shelter I could reach. In the process, she was able to be identified as the same lady that I ran into at the Social Security Department when I went there to retrieve more credentials since being robbed in Florence, South Carolina. This was in the slave state I told you, where they were memorializing the slave quarters in Savannah, Georgia, where a police officer, when I asked her to drop me off at the breakfast program, dropped me off in the slave quarters. This is a slavery game. It's been documented 3 times thus far since 2019 that I, in fact, have been a victim of being sold to the dark web. If you do not understand the consequences of being sold to the dark web, I suggest you do your research so you don't fall victim with the current permeating hatred of neuroweaponry that is similar and almost as equally and dangerous as COVID itself. And what I've noticed is that these infiltrating Aryan Nation, fake FBI badge wearing motherfuckers are able to take women from shelters, from hostels, from various places where they've been disenfranchised from their family because they probably were killed by these same vigilantes, as I might have discovered in some simulation that they put on my head 2 nights ago, where it was repeated to me by other people who listened, where I was not actively listening, that a man by the name of Tony, who was related to 19 Keys, Jibral Mohammed, possibly killed my mother and father in Tallahassee, Florida, Keith and Grace Clark, and my sister Tamara, who he talked into dating him so that he could somehow retrieve some money from this slavery game for capturing me. All this I found out, and the same woman who's running the shelter where they talked me into going there by tapping my phone and making my phone only ring to their establishment was the same woman that came to Slavery Town, Savannah, Georgia, and perpetrated like she was FBI, a black woman with braids large in stature, and acted as if she was a representative of the Savannah, Georgia Social Security Department, looking up my record. This is Erica Clark Wise, The Renaissance. I want you to digest that very, very detailed information as to what I'm experiencing in real time, because I haven't even gotten to today, where Frontier Airlines made an ass of themselves by allowing a stupid ass, look like Down syndrome halfway man come up and act like he was high stepping me with knowledge about what I was supposed to do in the airport and not selling me my ticket. I couldn't even say my words correctly then because they changed my chip to a less cognitively aware person, less cognitively functioning at my high level person in the middle of this podcast. I couldn't come on Sunday because they've been raping me, and I found out the trans community is highly involved in raping lesbians and prostituting them out of these same shelters in San Francisco, California. Trans women of Caucasian race claiming to be Aryan Nation for survival. So I have a lot more to say. I'm leaving now. I'm trying to fly out, and they keep telling me my card is declined when I know it's not. They're waiting for someone to steal my money. I'm not FBI. I'm not NSA. I'm not CIA. My dad and my mom did not donate me to science as a child. I am a polymath who they attacked 2 years ago in 2023 Puerto Rico and placed this Aryan Nation chip in me that they bought from Singapore on the dark market through some sons of FBI agents who wanted to play with indigenous minds. I have so much more to share. They're trying to kill me still, and you motherfuckers haven't done enough to contact Oprah, Kanye, all the airlines, United Nations, NATO, and the International Criminal Court for Mexico and Germany. Germany strip searched me looking for a penis. They found none. This is a hate crime of unprecedented levels. All started by 19 Keys' schizophrenic brother. This is Erica Clark Wise, The Renaissance. You can believe me or not, but right now, if I end up dead, because I heard just the other day they killed Lachia Rodriguez, my ex-fiance of 10 years, who I love dearly, who I went to Puerto Rico to build so I could tell her she didn't have to work no more. I heard and I saw on my phone that it was hacked. And I didn't get any contact from her since I tried to contact her in 2023 to say happy birthday on her birthday through a text. She didn't respond. There's so much more to share, but it's terror, trauma. And you wouldn't even believe what happened when I arrived at the airport tonight in San Francisco. You would not believe. So if a bitch catches a body, I'll be getting off like Zimmerman. These white men in America have lost their fucking mind since they stormed on the Capitol. They haven't come back to their senses. This is Erica Clark Wise, The Renaissance. I'm not acting. Tell Tyler Perry I heard he gave somebody by the name of 19 Keys a contract to say I was making a movie, but he lied to you. Don't end up having a Christian Keys situation. And that's not a joke. I'm not Cat Williams. I'm not no comedian. I'm not FBI. I'm not anything but a good citizen who's ready to kill. So what does that tell you? This is Erica Clark Wise, The Renaissance. Don't fucking play with me.